this mic is really high. Hi. I'm going to do this. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Slice of Life Comedy at Pulp. Thanks for coming tonight. Yay! Tonight's show is going to be so awesome. Tonight we have Tim Northern in the house. He is so amazing. We are so excited. We are so excited that he is gracing us with his presence, and you are going to be excited too once you see this comedy. And we have so many other comedians on the show. I'm going to be super quick and let your host, Petey Smith McDowell, come out and take over. I just want to tell you a few things real quick. And by the way, I'm Michelle Sheave. I put this on with Kelly Rowe. You will see her later tonight. And we've got some comment cards. Fill those out. And you could win tickets to future shows. Also, we do a raffle, and we will be coming around and selling tickets to the raffle. If you win, you can go out to our cool stuff table, which is in the front there, and pick out your prize and get some cool stuff. You can go check it out before you get it. And the Orange Peel is so generous. They give us tickets that we can give out with our raffle. And so we've got tickets tomorrow night to Wicked. And we also have 2 tickets to Paul Thorne on May 17th. So definitely do that. Look for us coming around doing that. And I am just, like I said, I'm just going to hop off here and hand this over to Petey. Where's Petey? Sweet! Thank you. Just doing it this way.
One more time for Michelle Sheave. Give it up for Michelle. Keep it going for Kelly, too, for running this room, for having us here. Give it up for your bartender tonight. He's drinking. Clap if you're drinking tonight. All right, if you're drinking, clap if you like the good weather that we're having right now with the drinking. All right, forget all y'all, mainly because I got drunk when it was cold, and I hated that because it's like when I get drunk, I don't want to drink that much because I get stupid when I get drunk, and it was raining, and I was going down the street with my friend, and I was so drunk I just turned stupid as hell. I was like, oh my God, it hurts to be outside because it's so cold. My hands hurt. I wish they made clothes for hands. And my friend was like, dumbass, those are gloves. I was like, what? That is them, ain't they? My birthday is coming up in 9 days. And my friends are really aggressive. Anybody like when it's your birthday, it's like you have a really aggressive friend. It's like, it's your birthday, you don't go out and go get drunk? No. It's your birthday, you don't go out and smoke a lot of weed? Maybe. It's your birthday, you don't go out and kill a man? Fuck no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get away with that. They're like, yes you can, it's your birthday, you can do whatever you want. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be in a courtroom, I got a murder case charge on me. I'm like, Your Honor, I normally would plead guilty on this, but it's my birthday. Yeah, and the judge is like, oh, I'll let him go. He only roofied 2 girls that night. I'm about to be 24. And I realized how much of a nerd I am because I was watching Pokemon the other day. And like you always got to do. And I realized, I was like, has anybody really fought in Pokemon? I mean, not with Pokemon. I mean, actually fight. Like if Ash Ketchum came up and he was like, yo, how you doing, man? It's like another black dude was out there. He's like, I'm about to beat your ass, Ash. For what? Oh, no, just get ready. Just get ready. Okay, I'm gonna go get my Pokemons. Nah, nigga, we about to fight for real. Fuck them Pokemon. Blastoise, go. Get this goddamn turtle out my face. We about to do it for real. Okay, it's not gonna work over tonight. There's not enough nerds in here tonight. I'll work on that. 20, about to be 24. I'm trying to holler at girls now. Don't woo at all for that. Mainly, but it's hard trying to talk to girls now, and you have to talk to their best friend, and their best friends play defense like they in the NBA. If you see a pretty girl, she just block on her best friend don't you talk to her. You can't talk to her. You can't talk to her. You gotta talk to me first. They play defense like the Kimbe Mutombo and them Geico commercials. They just shoot down your dreams no pussy for you. Not up in here. No. Anybody here know what the first clown was? Like the first clown? Like who thought that creepy shit was gonna be cool? Because you had to be really brave and really bold to be like the first clown ever. Like you had to have hella confidence to do that. Because the dude like putting the makeup on in the mirror, you know, he was just like, oh, I'm about to kill him with this shit. They don't even know it's about to go down. Honey, let me get your lipstick. Yeah. Now I'm gonna blow up some balloons and go outside and play with some children. It's like, who the hell? That was the most awkwardest first birthday party ever for a child. What parents let that happen? They're like, do you see Carl? Yeah, Carl's gone crazy since Cheryl left his ass. What the hell has happened? I don't know, but he keep them kids quiet for 45 minutes. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna bring up your first comic of the night. Your first comic teaches a class at UNCA on comedy, so hopefully you'll have fun tonight and not fall asleep like I did in class. Everybody give it up for the one and only Randy Robbins!
Give it up for Petey. I was afraid when he said try to stay awake, he was referring to me. I appreciate that. So, yeah, you could tell by my slight nasal accent that I'm not local. I moved here a year and a half ago from New York. That's right. I grew up in Bayside, Queens, New York. Oh, we got a Bayside guy or just some guy who's drunk already? All right. Safest neighborhood once you were outside of your house. Inside, not so much. Neighborhood was mostly Jewish. We had Leibowitz on this side and Schwartz and Goldstein. My name is Robbins. I went to my grandfather. I said, Poppy, I need a Jewish name. He said, how about Putz? But outside, everything was safe. It was such an easier time then. Back then, you could hide under a boat. Good for you. Good for you. I wondered about that. That's a new joke, and I thought, I don't know, is it too soon? Can't really say. Okay, so I lost my notes. Got some new material here, so I gotta get up with this. Yeah, when I would go to hide because my father had anger issues, nobody cared. I would hide out in the shed. I would sit in there next to the lawnmower, sitting on one of those chairs, and I would read comic books by flashlight, smoke cigarettes, eat jelly beans. I mean, what 9-year-old does that today? It was a great time and a great place. The most famous native of Bayside, Queens, New York, you should know, is the legendary porn star Ron Jeremy. That's right. That's right. And I love to say that although I'm a few years older than Ron, no, I blew that. He's a few years younger than I, but I am at least 4 inches bigger. What are you laughing at? He's 5'10", I'm 6'2". 4 inches bigger. Got it? There you go. I keep hiding my notes. Would you remind me to keep the notes up front? Thank you. That's your job. Someone to talk with. Isn't that great? But I really want to talk to you about the second most famous native of Bayside, Queens, New York, the widow Fitzpatrick. They lived down the block, and I first became aware of her when her son was throwing a rubber ball against the curb by his porch, and if it hit a certain place, the ball would go flying into the street, and he would go running after it. And one day, a car screeched its wheels to stop just before striking the kid. The widow Fitzpatrick was out in a heartbeat, grabbed her son by the ear, and pulled him off to the side of the road, screaming at him and smacking him about the head and neck. Now, from where I was standing, I was thinking, he would have been better off if the car had hit him. Oh, the rest of this is not going to go, folks, but I'm undaunted. She looked at me, she read my mind, the widow, and she said, watch out, Putz, because you could be next. Oh, this is really not going to go. But that's okay, I'm still undaunted, I got to work this in. One day, 3 guys are walking down the street wearing the same colors, making the same hand gestures, And the widow presumed we had a gang presence in our lovely, safe community, and she went after them and confronted them and told them to beat it. They were not welcome here. One of the guys tried to speak with her, and she started beating him about the head and neck. Callback, that didn't work. This is great. They fled. 2 weeks later, that gang reappeared in Great Neck, Long Island, New York, Boy Scout Troop 119. Well, it went just like that, just how I expected it. All right, let's get to the old stuff that works. So when I moved to Asheville, I had a real problem with transition. I have a neighbor plagued by barking dogs next door. Two dogs screaming, screeching all day, all night. She asked, what would I do? I said, no, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but the New York solution would be wrap chopped meat around crushed glass, lob it over the fence. See, that you like. The fucking widow, she can die. But chopped meat and crushed glass over the fence, and they love it. You people are sick. The woman looked at me. She was outraged. She said, are you crazy? Because this is Asheville, after all. Are you crazy? Red meat? This is one sick fucking crowd. I gotta tell you, this really is. So, I have been battling with my washer dryer. Of course, it eats socks. I'm always short a sock or two. But my latest thing, I just washed 24 pairs of undershorts and put them through the dryer, just the shorts. And I must have had 3 ounces of lint at the end of the process. Where is it coming from? We all have this conundrum. Where is it coming from? I decided, let's do an experiment. So what I did was, I put the lint through the dry cycle. It's like, what are you going to get? I ended up with 2.5 socks. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Keep it going for Seth Rogen's daddy from Knocked Up. Randy Robbins, keep it going. Your next comic graduated from NC State with a degree in underwater basket weaving. Give it up for James Hancock.
Keep it going for Petey, everyone. You would be surprised how much that underwater basket weaving degree pays, Petey. I'm just going to tell you. Who here's having fun tonight? Who here's having fun? Drinking time? Good deal. All right, I'll ask you guys a few questions. Who here's ever been to a gas station before? Just clap if you've been to a gas station before. All right, a few of you have. That's great. Now, how many of you have went to the gas station bathroom before? A few people. I see a few people acting like they were going to clap, but they didn't. Okay, that's cool. We've all done it. You got to shit somewhere. Might as well do it in a gas station. Now, how many people in here have used one of those condoms from the gas station bathroom condom vending machine? Yeah, there's a few people celebrating Father's Day coming up, right? Yeah. The secret is to use 2 on those, right, guys? That's how you keep from getting pregnant. But I love those machines because, guys, you've seen them forever, right? And they all sell the same stuff. It's condoms and lube and blunt wraps and cigarettes and fake weed. And in Asheville, sometimes real weed. But the thing at the end of those condom machines always gets me. It always says something like, fantasies, 1 of 6. Ladies, would you be excited if your man brought home 1 of 6 fantasies from the gas station bathroom? Just poll question. But I'm not past losing 50 cents. So I put my 50 cents in and I turned it. You know what came out? A knife. Me and my date had some O.J. Simpson role play. It was a lot of fun. You got to tell them first. You got to tell them first about that kind of shit. You can't just sneak up on them with a knife. It doesn't work. I had something weird happen recently. I've lived in a house, and I moved up to Asheville, and I moved into this house, and I didn't want to put my real address on Facebook. And I have this ugly ass tree in my yard that I couldn't get rid of. The landlord would not let me get rid of it. So my address on Facebook is James Hancock, the house with the ugly ass tree out front, Asheville 28803. Several years later, I forget about this, my sister uses a Facebook application to send me a postcard. I get a postcard of this nice picture she sent me, and the to address says, James Hancock, the house with the ugly ass tree out front, Asheville, North Carolina. The post office is smart as shit to figure out how to get that to my house. I can just see him at the post office being like, the house with the ugly ass tree out front. Hey Marty, do you know that house with the ugly ass tree out front? Yeah, okay, just take it there. Just take it there. It's that same place. Same place. I was in an interview recently and I got asked what my dream job was. And I didn't really have an answer for that question because I never really thought about it, you know, so I just gave some bullshit answer. But I have been thinking about a dream job. And I went through a lot of different options, like Charlie Sheen's private crack dealer. There'd be a lot of money, but you got to deal with Charlie Sheen. You know, there's the ups and downs of it. Jet ski tester. It'd be fun, but it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay. Head judge at the World Blowjob Championships? Yes. That's my dream job. But I don't think those exist. Do they exist? Good. I was wondering if anyone was like, I got medals on the wall for that shit. But no, I determined my dream job. I determined what it was. I want to be an international Bigfoot hunter. International Bigfoot hunter. Because I would love to get paid to travel and then not find shit. It'd be fucking perfect. It's like, all right, James, we sent you for 2 weeks to go walk around in the woods and videotape. What did you find? I didn't find shit. I didn't find a damn thing. Well, perfect. You got close to Bigfoot that time. You got close to him. Let's see. Who here's ever been to Mexico before? A few people? Yeah. Mexico is the shit. I love Mexico. And one thing I love about Mexico is the people. Because the people are just like us. Okay? For example, how many people here live in Asheville? How many people here live in Asheville? How many of you... Is this thing crap? Okay, you gotta just hold it right in your hand for it to work. So of the people that live in Asheville, how many of you fuck with tourists? Just raise your hands again and clap again. Because it's fun, right? They do the same thing in Mexico. I got out of the airport into a cab and he's like, oh man, yeah, we built this new restaurant. You guys are going to love it. And he was talking about Applebee's. And I was like, that's what I come to Mexico for. Get me some riblets. That's what I came down here for. I had quite a surreal moment in Mexico too. I had a surreal moment of where I went to Guadalajara, which is the home of mariachi music. It's like going to Italy to eat pizza. It's where that art was born and crafted and perfected, you know. So I went to this mariachi bar and they play mariachi music the entire time, as expected, because it's a mariachi bar in the home of mariachi music. Except for one song where they break in to play Gangnam Style from South Korea. You wouldn't believe how long it took the Mexicans in there to figure out that that wasn't Mexican music. I was telling them, yeah, this is you guys' stuff right here. You guys play this. How many people here know about Lester Family Restaurant? Few people. All right, now how many people know about Escapade Strip Club? More people! Big surprise! Those two places share an owner and a parking lot. Isn't that the most perfect business model you've ever heard of, ever? Think about it. It's family restaurant. That means you can hire girls that are like 9, right? That's what family restaurant means. So you hire girls that are like 9 or 10, and you train them how to wait tables. You train them how to take money and take orders and keep things going in a business. And the day they turn 18, you can put them right over in Escapades. And they can work there until they're like 35. And then you put them back in the family restaurant to grow the crop of new girls coming up. It's birth to death employment. It's fantastic. Except I do it a little bit differently. I would have a door in the back of Lester Family Restaurant. It'd be in the back of the men's room, except it would say man's room. It's just a hallway to the strip club. You know? You can be there with your wife and kids, like, all right, Johnny, eat your peas. Honey, I gotta go to the bathroom and see some titties. Yeah. This is Asheville. We gotta be equal opportunity, right? So there'll be a door in the back of the women's room that just says Daddy's Money, and it just goes to the stage. So they can earn the money back. They can earn the money back. I love that. Went to Mexico. I love traveling. One of my favorite parts about traveling is the Sky Mall catalog. Anybody ever read a damn Sky Mall catalog before? Doesn't it have the most useful shit that you need? You know, like how many of you guys need a 6-foot stone Sasquatch come across your yard like this? 6-foot stone Sasquatch. They make them in 2 varieties. They make them in this way and this way. They make them both. You can get 4 of them. Get a little Abbey Road scene going in your backyard with some Sasquatches. You know, they also make 12-foot tall stone Easter Island idol heads. Giant stone Easter Island idol heads. And I bought 5 of them and faced them all to the east, and Jehovah's Witnesses have not bothered me since. They have not come back. They're like, I don't know what he worships, I don't know how he does it, but he's not getting a pamphlet. We're going to the next house. We're going to the next place. But the best thing they sell, my by far favorite thing, is the Star of David Christmas tree topper. Just let that soak in for a minute. It says perfect for interfaith relationships, which is great. I put it right on top of my Kwanzaa bush before I smoked it last year. It was perfect. Perfect. All right, I guess I got two more for you. I do not have an underwater basket weaving degree. I have an engineering degree, and that's what I do by day. And I get ads for stuff they want us to use at my plant. They give us all kinds of shit, and most of it's useless, like shit from Sky Mall, but some of the stuff just has applications elsewhere. For example, one item, tape. Silent packing tape. No more loud-ass packing tape ruining your day. No more of that. It's just... But that doesn't have applications in manufacturing. That has applications with people like you. Just think about the infomercial. Do you need to tape up something without alerting others? Are you tired of waiting in your victim's closet ready to pounce and then they run away when they hear your loud-ass packing tape again? Are you tired of that? Damn it! They ran away again. But no more. Is your wife being that much of a bitch? Just take that bitch up. Just take that bitch down. Our silentologists work on silent products all the time. We know you hated our failed products, like the fire alarm, the railroad crossing sign, and we're still dealing with lawsuits from the Schrape whistle. But if you buy a whole case of tape, we'll give you all the Schrape whistles you want. Alright, I'm gonna leave you guys with one more here. I'm a terrible writer. I'm an absolutely horrific writer. I know this for two reasons. Number one, standardized test scores. Number two, I won a Waffle House essay contest. I want some applause. I won something. It was great. Yeah. It was very difficult requirements too. No more than 100 words, and no words bigger than waffle. So I wrote my shitty essay, and listen, I am a comedian. I can write. I know all four parts of speech, okay? I know them. Wow, no English people in here. Great, fun. But I wrote my essay, and I sent it in, and I got my prize pack back, which was a Waffle House t-shirt and windbreaker, because there's nothing sexier than a man in a Waffle House t-shirt and windbreaker. I took home every 250-pound plus girl in the trailer park that weekend. I got a Waffle House Healthwise calendar. Tell me how I could eat Waffle House every day and remain healthy. Call bullshit on that one. You can get a salad at Waffle House. The two dressings are syrup or bacon grease. That's it. That's the only dressings you can get on the salad, but they do offer one. And I also got 50 free waffle coupons. 50 free waffle coupons, which I turned into 25 first and last dates. Women did not go for that. They just did not go for it. It was like, it's a free waffle and water. You're the one that wanted to go out to dinner at 2:30 in the morning. Where'd you want to go? Denny's? I'm not putting on pants. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. We going to Waffle House. I ain't got to put on pants. But I think back, and I go, well, my essay was pure shit that I just made up. I just made it up. It was about something about, loneliness, waffles, whatever. But I wonder what kind of essays lost. You know what I mean? Like, what essay actually lost this competition? And I just think about, like, an 8-year-old kid, that, like, poured his heart out into his essay. Just poured his heart out into it. And his last line was, I love waffles. And he got back a nasty letter that said, waffles is bigger than the word waffle. Let's take your fancy part-ass words back to college. Thank you, guys. It's been fun.
One more time for the local favorite, James Hancock. Who here? Clap if you're from here again. Clap if you're from here. 7 people. Where are rest of y'all from? All right, don't answer that. If you know who, he was talking about like people you see downtown. I met James Franco once. Anybody here know who James Franco is? James Franco went to Warren Wilson, so occasionally he'll be downtown just walking around. And I saw him at Izzy's Cafe like early in the morning. And I walked in there and I was like, oh shit, that's James Franco. So I sat down because I didn't want to be that much of a nerd and be like, yeah, you got your ass whooped from Spider-Man. I didn't want to be that nerdy about it. So I sat down next to him, and he was on his laptop, and I was on my laptop, and I was like, damn, I wonder what he looking at. He probably looking at Oscar-nominated scripts. I'm looking at girls' Facebook photos at the beach. Two normal people doing normal people things. It's cool. But then all of a sudden, this guy busted in there, and he was like, hey, I've seen you before. And I look up, and then James Franco looks up, and he says, I know you. And so I looked down, I figured he talking to James. I was like, fuck it. Then he busted out, he said, I seen you do comedy at the lab. And I jumped up and I said, nigga, that's James Franco. Don't even come at me with this shit. Like, I didn't want to be famous at all. I was like, yeah, you know who that is. He got his ass whooped in Spider-Man. Your next comic is one half of the ladies that own this room. Everyone give a good round of applause for the one and only Kelly Rowe.
Keep it going, everybody, for P.D. Smith McDowell and for the Pulp Lounge for having us out tonight. I want to feel your energy. Yes. Just want to mention, too, that we are live simulcasting on imavl.com. So people who aren't here, mega fans of Tim Northern's, are able to see him perform. Everybody clap hands for Tim Northern. He'll be coming up in a second. Yes. So there are a few of you who aren't from Asheville. Is that what the whole thing is? I'm from Asheville. I love it here. You can never be too lonely when you're here, just so you know. There are all kinds of groups you can be a part of. Have y'all heard of Brochet? No? You, sir? It's a men's crochet group. No, I'm not knocking it. I knit and crochet. Dicks with sticks, that's hot to me. It's fine, but I'm sure your girlfriend's already slip knotted her fallopian tubes together. I'm not sure if that's going to work out for you or what. Maybe join a different group, I don't know. We have hot yoga. We've got a lot of beautiful women in the audience tonight. Thanks for coming out, ladies. I like those boots. You're welcome. Have you done hot yoga before? Don't ever do it. It's murder. It's the worst. Don't ever do it. I went in to do a little bit of hot yoga. I was like, fuck this. I'm playing the dizzy card for the last hour. I just sat on the floor in the fetal position. Like, I couldn't do it. It was awful. The instructor kept coming up to me, and she's like, are you okay, Kelly? Just breathe. And I'm like, I'd be okay if you get your camel toe out of my face. It's in my face. And she's got like this Madonna earpiece thing, and she's like, yeah, just breathe. And I'm like, your breath smells like a New Orleans cemetery. Like, I mean, there's Listerine spray. It's on my keychain. Like, it's not that hard to get. I'm just saying, if you're going to be around a lot of people, you might want to, like, squirt or something. Or, not, not squirt, if you know what I mean. It's fine. It's like don't do it is what I'm saying. It was a horrible experience. I guess it could have been a lot worse, right? I mean, I guess it could have been a lot worse. I've been running a lot recently. When I go running, I look like a hurt gorilla, though. It's like, I'm always looking at my reflection, like, in the whatever window, and I'm like, oh my God, I look like a size 10. Like, gotta keep running, gotta keep going, and then I trip and fall, and I try to fake, like, like it didn't happen. Just really waiting for animal control to show up and, like, shoot me in the neck with a dart. Like, it's a little scary. It's a little scary. I do feel really good about myself, though. I just signed up for a 0.25K. I know. I can't believe it either. I feel so good about it. It's to raise awareness for attention deficit disorder, so it's for a really good cause. I know. I feel so good. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing good things now. I'm doing big things. My whole family's from here. So when I go out to my grandparents' house just to visit, my grandma's always trying to, like, let me do my laundry there, and I'm like, fine, whatever, I'll do, like, a quick load of laundry. But it's always, like, a lecture. She's always like, why do you want to wear those colored strings up your ass? Like, I don't want to, like, have this conversation with my grandma, It's, like, awkward. And she's, like, trying to iron them. Like, after she, like, hangs them outside where, like, everyone can, yeah, Kelly's visiting, because there's, like, an array of thongs on the line there. So she's, like, ironing them, and she's like, you really should wear cotton. You really, this, boo. And I'm like, I don't want to hurt her feelings, but, like, I have a feeling if I wore cotton underwear, it would go up my vag, and my baby would look like Susan Boyle, like my unborn baby. Like, I'm not sure it would have a good effect. And I am pregnant. I just found out. I'm 35 weeks pregnant. Thank you. I know. Can't believe it. Justin, the manager of the Orange Peel, your bartender, saw a picture of me on Facebook yesterday and thought it would be really funny to say, oh my God, you look pregnant. How far along are you? Justin, did he hide? Did he hide? I said, Justin, you're just pissed because you have a double uvula. It's like, and he's telling me that, yeah, it works with gag reflex. So, we'll go back into that. He's hiding. I know he's hiding because it's always a battle with that one. Anyway, I'm going to move on. So my sister, I'm not pregnant. I'm just wearing a flowy shirt. But my sister is pregnant. Do y'all have friends that are pregnant and it's annoying? Or do you like pretend that it's not annoying but it's really annoying? No. My sister's like, I'm like, how far along are you? She's like, I'm 15 weeks. And I'm like, I don't fucking know what that means. Is it? And I try and it's fine with her. I can say, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I don't have a baby. I don't know pregnancy language. I don't have the app on my fucking smartphone. And so, when I have to, when it's my friends, I have to be really sensitive to them because they're like, yeah, I just found out I'm pregnant. And I'm like, oh, I have to ask them, even though I don't really care. How far along are you? I'm 26 weeks. That's great. I don't know how long. I don't know. Is it 2 months? Is it 3 months? Does it have a vagina or penis yet? Just let me know. Just let me know when it's going to be here so I can get you a stupid gift. I'm not angry about it that it's like a pregnancy thing. It's really, really annoying. Nobody understands. I mean, we can do simple math, but I went to AB Tech. I ate my way through 2 semesters of cooking school, so I don't know. Clap your hands if you're more of dog lovers. Cat lovers, yeah. I'm sorry, I hate cats. I don't want to be mean, but I really do. I always feel like it's like a pet cemetery cat. It's got a mound of bloody something on its back. It's every time I go to pet it, it's meow. I don't like cats at all. Sorry, I don't. But my dog, I love him to death, but he's so annoying. He licks his paws, and it's fine. Lick your paws if you want to get the pollen off, that's fine. But he's like, and I'm like, all right, no licking. No licking. And 5 seconds later, and I'm thinking, it's like someone stirring sour cream behind my ear. Are you still licking your paws? Because it's really annoying. And so, 5 seconds later, and I'm like, no licking. Are you serious? No licking. And I'm thinking, my neighbors must think I'm the most disgruntled lover. Unhappy with the licking. But I'm not. I'm Kelly Rowe. Thank you so much.
Keep it going for Kelly Rowe one more time. She's representing for the ladies. Ladies, make some noise. How many ladies here still get catcalled? You know what that is? When you get hit on? I like when girls get hit on by black dudes. Because black dudes run down the whole alphabet trying to talk to a girl. They see a girl go down the street, they be like, hey girl, hey, 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 hey. Oh, you gonna be like that? Oh, you gonna be like that? Fine, I see you. I see you. Damn! And that's how the dude from Ring Rainbow picks up women. I don't know his name. What's his name? Room full of white people know LeVar Burton's name. Black people don't know his damn name. It's that Cyclops dude from Star Trek. We don't know his name. Your next comic last night opened up for Sean Patton. He's opened up for Louis Black along lines of North Carolina. Give it up for the one and only Cody Hughes.
Is anybody else from that type of family that makes every girl you date out of your league? Oh, okay. Just a quick poll. I'll tell you what I mean. No one relates to that. Where you're just sitting across from a person, they're clearly from the best family ever, and you just look at your family history, and when it's not poor people being poor, it's poor people being violent. Does that not resonate? I'll tell you what I mean. I'll give you an example. Last winter, while everybody else was at school or at work, my dad took our family piano into the woods behind our house and destroyed it with an axe. And that's amazing. Like, that's such like an insight into like a 60-year-old dude who's just been in a nuclear family for like, that's just like a picture of what happens when your testosterone just goes to waste. Does that make sense? Because you're like, I just graduated from college. College is just like about just getting that testosterone out there. Just like, I bet I can do more pull-ups than you on that bar that we installed in our weed closet. But when you're a 60-year-old guy, all you have after 40 years is just, I think I need to destroy something beautiful in the wilderness. And that just transfers to, I miss Vietnam! My dog is my only friend! Who left the toaster plugged in? Who left the toaster plugged in?
We all did.
That's a dad question. Like, who? Cody? Did you leave the toaster plugged in? Because you're gonna burn down the house. No! I'm 20. I know I'm not gonna burn down the house because I spent 3 years in one apartment in college. I didn't unplug the toaster once. And I was specifically trying to burn down that apartment. Those dishes weren't gonna wash themselves. No one relates to that part. I get it. I do that bit a lot. I love the idea of just getting so frustrated with your dirty dishes. Like, and it was all me. I had 2 roommates. Each one of those, okay, whatever. Next thing. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get through it. That bit was complaining about bad dating. But have you ever been on like a good date? Like, good dates aren't much better. Because when you go on good dates, like, you start to believe your own hype. Does that ever happen? To the point where, like, the subtext of the conversation is your date going, you know what, you're really interesting. And then you go, yeah. Now that you mention it, I am really interesting. Like, you completely forget you're the guy who teared up at the end of Legally Blonde 2. Like, this is going great, or whatever. Guys, what do you want from me? Do you want me to address why I'm wearing this small shirt? Is that your main problem with me right now? Because that dad bit was gold, and everybody's like, when did you buy that shirt? Junior year of high school? Who wants to put money on when I bought this shirt? It was junior year of high school. Ow! We can split the winnings. I don't care. Like, I went on a date in this shirt last Friday. That's how you let the girl know that you're not into it. Yeah, I'll go see Iron Man 3 with you in Shelby. This is what I'll be wearing. I got pulled over by the cops in Shelby, which was weird. It was my first time getting pulled. And I didn't know how to get pulled over by the cops. Because I come from just like a nice, my parents never got pulled over by the cops. So like I've been performing in like bars since I was like 17. So like I learned how to deal with cops from just like loud dudes at the bar. Like dudes who like tell stories like this. Just this pose. So there I was, snorting coke behind the taco truck. That guy. And I can't tell stories in this pose because it's like, so there I was, crying in the parking lot of Walmart or whatever. So I got pulled over by the cops, and I did what I heard that you should do, which is you pull your car over, you take the keys out of the ignition, put them on the dashboard, put both hands on the wheel of your car. And that's what you're supposed to do. If you're a felon, that's what I'm not a felon. I was just watching Twilight. I didn't even have to put my car in park. Does that make sense? And I look nervous, and so he asked me, why are you nervous? You're a cop. You're a cop? You're a cop. Is that enough of an answer? It's 2013, you're a cop. You guys don't have the best publicity right now. Do you understand? 2011 was, the entire media was just like a slideshow of dudes who look like you, macing dudes who look like me. It was your favorite thing in the world. 2012, no apology was issued. Further, you're a cop! You have a bulletproof vest? You have a gun, a flashlight? I don't have any of those things. Every part of your outfit is designed to make you slightly more immortal than I am. So you'll have to excuse... You have lights on your car! To alert other people with lights in their car that you're right there. I don't have Cody cars just patrolling. Why didn't you guys like the piano bit? Stop it! P, can I get off?
One more time for Cody Hughes and the Cody cars, which is like Cody and his whole family just all in a row of cars. Your next comment comes all the way from Chicago. He's a good friend of mine. Give it up for the one and only Alex Joyce.
Edie Smith McDowell, everybody. Of all the comedians here, he's the best kisser. And I love him. I just went to a restaurant called Storm. Is that it? Right. It's a delicious meal. It was completely negated by my grandparents who took me there. They fought the entire time. My grandfather is a big-time Republican. All he talks about is how much he hates President Obama. My grandmother's a big-time Democrat. All she talks about is how much she hates my grandfather. They fight like cats and Republicans. They don't get along. But that's family. I don't know what's more embarrassing about my family. The fact that my uncle believes that professional wrestling is real, or the fact that my uncle is 9 years old. These are both not good things. At airports, my cousin is often mistaken for Weird Al Yankovic. When this happens, I think it's hysterical. But my cousin, she hates it. She doesn't like that at all. I have another cousin from Ireland who came to visit Chicago with his wife and his 2 kids, and we were getting pretty drunk. I don't know if you know this about the Irish, but they like to get drunk, and they get a little bit speechy when they're drinking. And he had into a speech about corporal punishment. And he said, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one. When it comes to raising a hand to my child, that's something that I wouldn't do. When it comes to hitting my kid, that's something that I couldn't do. I said, well, Malachi, that's amazing because your kids are remarkably well behaved. Do you mean to tell me they've never been spanked before? And he leans in close and goes, oh, well, my wife beats the shite out of them. She beats them every day. They are terrified of her. And so am I. A couple days ago, I walked into my roommate masturbating. It's the 3rd time this has happened. He was still in shock, though. He was like, I can't believe you caught me again, man. I can't believe you caught me again. I was like, really? I can believe it. Get the fuck out of my room. He's always in my room. I've had my share of interesting roommates. Freshman year of college, my roommate was a dude from India. He was Indian, and so we called him Tonto because we're jerks. Tonto's English wasn't very good. For instance, he thought that bottles of beer were called dildos. Now, I don't know why he thought that. Maybe because that's what we told him. I don't know. But he would say things like, oh my God, my head is killing me. I must have had 22 dildos last night. You're like, yeah, slow it down with the dildos, man. Take it easy with those dildos. He was doing really well with women, though. Far better than I was doing. At the time, I was having sex once, twice a week with my girlfriend. He was having sex 9, 10 times a week with my girlfriend. And he was a mean Indian man. Sophomore year of college, my roommate was a dude from Germany, really cool guy, but whenever he asked me a question, I felt like I was being interrogated by a Nazi. Like once he was digging around the refrigerator, said he was thirsty. He's digging around. He turns to me and he says, I can't find the orange juice, I can't find the grape juice. So why don't you tell me? Where are you hiding the juice? It's like, I'll never tell, Dieter. Never tell. Do we have any drug users here? Nice. I've noticed that all of my friends are on drugs, but they've all got that one drug they swear that they would never try. Like I got a friend that smokes pot. He's always like, hey, I might smoke a lot of pot, but I would never do cocaine. I got a friend that does cocaine. He's always like, hey, I might do a lot of cocaine, but I would never do crystal meth. Unfortunately, I have a friend that does crystal meth. And he's always like, hey, I might do a lot of crystal meth. You got any crystal meth? No. My psychiatrist says that there are no such things as problems, only opportunities. He also says, I have a pretty severe drinking opportunity that I need to work on. He says I should rein it in. My psychiatrist says I need to limit myself to 2 drinks per occasion. 2 drinks per occasion. It hasn't been that difficult, though. It hasn't been that bad. I am up to 9 occasions per day. It's probably not what Dr. Gottlieb had in mind. This past Valentine's Day, my girlfriend wanted to do something different, so she broke up with me. She said we had to break up because her family hated me. It was true, it was the whole family. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. They all despised me. I don't know who hated me the most in that family, but if I had to guess, I'd say it was probably her husband. You know, it could be that I'm just bad with women. I suppose that's possible. One time I told a girl I loved her, and when she didn't say it back, it turned into the most awkward first date I've ever been on. I'll tell you what I love is foreigners. Anybody love foreigners here? That's good. That's a good. That's good. I love foreigners even when they're mad at me. I was in a taxi in Atlanta, and I was halfway to my destination, and I realized I didn't have any cash on me. I had a credit card, and that's it. And you know they hate that. And so I said to my guy, I was like, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna have to pay with a credit card. Is that okay?" And he turned and looked back, but he didn't say anything. But on his Bluetooth, I clearly heard him say as he was driving, fucking credit card. I have that effect on foreigners. I was in Ireland, and I thought that Irish girls would love guys' American accents, Irish guys clean up in America. But I was totally wrong. I was in line to get into a club in Dublin. There was 2 girls behind me. And I said, "Hey girls, is this a good spot here? Is this a good club?" And one of the girls goes, "What are you, from fucking Connecticut?" No, I'm actually from Chicago. Oh, that's grand. Turn around. It would have been embarrassing enough, but I'm still in line, and they're still behind me. So for 10 minutes I could hear, "Oh, Mr. Yankee Doodle Dandy thought he was going to get his little piece of the Blarney Stone. Go fuck yourself." Foreigners hate me, but I love them. I was in Colorado. We have any skiers or snowboarders here? Yeah. So you guys know that the trails you're going down the mountain, those are called slopes. Do we have any racists here? One racist. Well, you, ma'am, you know that a derogatory term for Vietnamese people is slope. I didn't know this. I was skiing in Colorado. I was on the chairlift with a couple of Vietnamese dudes, and they got really mad at me when halfway up the mountain. They said to them, "Hey, are you fucking chinks ready to hit the slopes?" They beat me up using karate, as you might imagine, in snow boots. Impossible. I'm a liar. I lie a lot. Usually, though, I lie to spare people's feelings. I think that's usually when I lie. But I was with a buddy of mine drinking in a hotel bar in Chicago, and there was this little old lady going up to groups of people, pretty much announcing that she was Justin Bieber's grandmother, with a little bit of wink, wink, nudge, nudge. "Why don't you buy me a drink? Because I'm Justin Bieber's grandmother." So we're watching this, and we're just like, "What the fuck?" She makes her way to us. And she says, "Oh, I'm Justin Bieber's grandmother. You know the singer? Are you a fan of his?" And I said to her, because I'm a liar that's a nice liar, I said, yeah, I know Justin Bieber. He's a great singer. I love that guy. He's great. And then she asked my buddy the same thing. Now, here's where everything went fucked up. My buddy's from Manchester, England. And people from Manchester, England, they don't lie to protect feelings. I think they're against feelings as a rule. Because he gets down eye level with her and he goes, "I gotta be honest with you, dearie. I gotta be honest. I fucking hate you." But I love you guys. Thank you.
One more time for Alex Joyce. Your headliner for the evening, I asked him for his intro. He looked at me and said, "Shit, I'm on Facebook." Give it up for your headliner for the evening, the one and only Tim Northern.
All right. Hey, thank y'all so much for coming out and supporting live comedy, which is what we do. And I want to thank y'all so much, man. I want to give y'all this is for me to y'all. This is a standing ovation for me to y'all, because y'all deserve this, man. Y'all could have been doing anything on a Thursday night, but y'all came out here and supported what we do. So, except for that fucking guy. That fucking guy. Just you don't fucking get it, do you? You don't fucking get it. This is cool, man. Asheville, huh? I like Asheville. It rhymes with where I'm from, which is Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I'm from. I did some research into my family background. I found that my great-great-grandfather was George Washington Carver. Yeah. Apparently, he used to carve little bitty George Washingtons. Out of That was his favorite medium. He used to roast them up, serve them at parties. People like, man, these some great George Washington peanuts, man. Yeah. And these Franklin mints. It wasn't a piano joke. Yeah, man. Life is good, man. I grew up poor in Nashville. Grew up really poor. Like my friends, they would never come to our house. They thought we had this vicious dog, right? But it was just our stomachs that was growling. We had to go to KFC and lick other people's fingers. It was ungood. It was ungood. We were poor as hell, man. We had to wear hand-me-ups. Yeah, I was the only one in the 7th grade wearing a onesie. Those things chafe. Especially when you're going through puberty. Yeah, it's hard to keep them snapped. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of y'all know what I'm talking about. It's cool, man. Hey, that was some of the jokes from my second CD, which is called Tim Northern's second CD. And, it'll be available after the show if you want to pick one up. It's only like $10. And if you want to buy one, that's cool. If you don't, I don't give a shit. It's just gas money, man. But there's some good jokes on there, man. I'm working on my new CD. It's going to be called Tim Northern's third CD. And y'all mind like me doing some jokes from my upcoming third CD? Y'all mind? Cool, man. All right, I brought my glasses out and shit. All right, man. Got some cards and shit. All right, man. Here we go. It's cool, man. All right. I know I look happy, but I got some bad news. Seems about 3 years ago, my dear sweet mother, was diagnosed with a memory disorder. But we just found out about it yesterday because she forgot about it. She said there's a good chance that it's hereditary. Good chance that it's hereditary, man. I'm from Nashville, man, but I live in Louisville, Kentucky, man. And last week they had the big race, the big Kentucky Derby, huh? Yeah, man, it was crazy, man. Now the people out there like, yeah, man, it was a horse. He was coming around like, man, he's gonna win. And they're like, no, he's gonna lose. And then like, oh. And then he won, right? And the horse won. And people like, yay, yay. Some rich guy's horse won. I wrote that one last night, man. I'm gonna put that on the CD, man. I'm gonna put that on the CD, man. I'm gonna do that shit, man. I'm gonna work it out, man. Technology's crazy, man. We got the Bluetooth. Y'all seen that, man? People with the Bluetooth in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got the Bluetooth, right? But like, if you see someone, you know, like you see like more than one person wearing a Bluetooth, it's like, how do you pluralize it, man? Is it Bluetooths? Because that sounds ridiculous. And blue teeth sounds ridiculous. So I'm going to start calling them what they are, man. Douchebag indicators. That's exactly what they are, man. But technology's cool, man. You know, they got the text, you know what I'm saying? You can text people. And then now they have the text to speech where you can like say what you want into the phone, right? And then it'll turn it into a text. And then that person, whoever you send it to, they will get the text. And then they have a feature that the text, they can read the text. The phone can read the text out loud to you. And like, man, this is, why don't you just fucking call the fucking guy, man? That's like some Rube Goldberg. Rube Goldberg? I don't know who the fuck that is, but I heard about that, man. But soon, man, they're gonna have like you can like instead of Bluetooth, man, they're gonna have something in your head like you can think. You know what I'm saying? You can think to the person that you're talking to. Like you see a dude like walking up, like hold on, man, I'm on the phone. Hey man, you ain't on the damn phone, man. It's ringing, man. You fucking lying to me about that shit. Somebody's phone rang, man. I fucking did a joke. And I went with it, man. I was like, no, I'm figuring that guy out, man. But the evolution, you know what? You know, like people are working out these days. You know, everybody's working out. You know, trying to get in shape. You know what I'm saying? But I think the problem is evolution, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I think the problem is evolution because you know our minds tell us like, man, don't do shit. You know, but our body's like, man, we need to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? But we've gotten away from you know like really working out and doing what we need to do as you know to survive as a species and shit. Because our minds, you know, work shit up. I'm like, man, you fucking call, man. You ain't gotta yell shit across the field. You can fucking call that guy, man. You can hop in your car and fucking drive to, you know, drive through and get you some shit, man. You ain't gotta walk. That's the problem, man. So I came up with a regimen. You know, I figured I would try it out. What I did was instead of evolving, I went back, man. I devolved, and I think I might have gone too fast, man, because I went straight from Homo sapien to Cro-Magnon, and I ate a baby, and babies are delicious, man. But people don't like that. They don't like you eating babies. So I figured next time I went too fast, so I came up with a regimen. I'm gonna do it slowly. Just go back really slowly. So the first thing I did was I came up with this thing. I'm gonna become a Republican. Then I'm gonna get a job, right? Then I'm gonna move into a cave, you know, and do some like insurance commercials and shit. Then I'm gonna start living in trees and shit, throwing my shit at people. Then I'm gonna get rid of my cell phone. All right, that's fucking into that shit right there. That's cool, man. Hey, I know I look happy, but I have some bad news. Seems about 3 years ago, my mother, my dear sweet mother, was diagnosed with a memory disorder. I just found out about it yesterday. I quit smoking, man. I quit smoking cold turkey. Yeah, I did. I'm done, man. I quit smoking cold turkey. Now I smoke cigarettes like regular people. I don't smoke cold turkey anymore, man. I don't do that shit, man. I'm gonna start getting my telephone number out like a regular number. Like a regular number, man. People are like, hey, man, what's your telephone number, Tim? It's 4,242,326. Man, come on, what's the area code? I thought 6,150,000,000. That's my real phone number too, man. So y'all can go to phone. 12 days of Christmas, man. 12 days of Christmas, man. You know, we sing the song, man, but we don't really think about what it's all about, man. You know? Like on the first day of Christmas, man, we got a tree, man, with a bird in it. Yeah. And the second day, man, I got 2 more birds, man. The third day, man, more birds. Like, what the fuck can I get all these damn birds for? Man, I'm sorry, baby. What part of Xbox? Some more birds, man. 4th day, more birds. 5th day, you get some rings. Like, okay. It's gonna be some good shit on the 6th day, man. No more birds. What the fuck, man? What am I gonna do with all these birds, man? 6 and 7 birds and shit. Then the 8th day, you know, you got the maids and milking. Like, hey, maids, stop milking, man. We got to dig some holes for all these damn dead birds. I get 1 pound of bird seed for these damn birds, man. That's how it goes, though, man. Life is good, man. It is. We got friends. I have a friend. I got a friend that's real. She's a real prude. She is my friend. She's a prude. Like I was talking to her one day. I was like, my taint itches, and she said, "Excuse me." I was like, "I'm sorry. My tisn't." Itches. One of my friends came to me and said, "Tim, can I be honest with you?" I said, "Yeah, man, say what you got to say." He said, "You know, Tim, sometimes you overreact, you know, for no reason at all. So naturally, I killed him." You don't talk to me like that, man. But I used to be a real hothead, though. I calmed down. I used to be a hothead. One time I broke my arm because it had it coming. Punk ass arm. Touching me and shit, man. I have a friend that has a wooden leg. That's not funny in and of itself, but it's where his arm should be. Anytime he suddenly realizes something, he kicks himself in the head. You ought to see him do a cartwheel. Our friend, we call him Carrot Top, my friend. We call him Carrot Top, you know, because he's got green hair, like a fucking carrot top. Plus, he ain't that funny. So, what? What did you say? You said it. My cable company recently dropped A&E, man. They just dropped A&E. So now every month I send them an IOU. Okay. Sometimes why? That was a vowel joke, people. I said A-E, IOU. I guess I need to do some weed jokes. I'm here in Asheville. So I'm gonna do it in the Ashy. It's cool, man. Sometimes I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sometimes I use words out of contact. I'll be the first to admit that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bigamist. Plus, I can say the same thing over and over again, and I can be redundant. Also. 2 as well. Time bien. I recently performed at a fundraiser. It was a politically incorrect fundraiser, and I just want to say that we raised a lot of money for retards that night. Yeah. Some fag asked me to do it. I was like, I'll do this shit, man. It's cool. It's cool. I did another fundraiser, man. It was a good thing, man. It was strippers performing to raise money for body art for underprivileged children. It was a good thing, man. It was called Tits for Tats for Tots, and I thought, yeah. Asheville, man. It's cool, man. Yeah, I like watching television. I saw this one show. I saw where this, you ever see those reenactment shows? They have these people like reenacting something, like someone's telling a story, and you got people like reenacting it. You ever notice like the people that are reenacting the story always look better than the person that's telling the story? I saw where this couple got mauled by bear, right? And I gotta say, that was one hot bear. Talk about a bilf. I said bilf, man. Yeah, man. Grew up poor, man. Like I said, I grew up poor, real poor, man. Like we didn't have toys or nothing, man. We had to go outside, play with the trees and whatnot, man. This one tree was cool, man. I used to play with him all the time. We used to hang out, man. He was cool. My parents, they didn't like me hanging out with him. They thought he was a bad seed, right? But I knew his parents, his mother, she was a cedar, fine, upstanding citizen. She was a pew in the church, man. She had a nice chest. She smelled good, too, man. His father was a low-down, dirty dogwood. Every fall, he would leave. Come back in the spring with flowers. And another ring. She'd take him back, man, all the time, man. Finally, they split up, right? So she had to uproot, and she moved to these bad neighborhoods, and trying to raise a little tree by herself, man. It was tough, man. He started standing with the wrong grove, the poplar bunch. Quit school, said it bored him. Said it bored him. Started smoking grass. One day he was tripping on some acid rain, right? And decided he would rob a bank, the Elm Street branch. At first the police was stumped. But they went out on a limb and they searched him. They found the money in his trunk. The case they have against him is solid oak with a cherry finish. It's beautiful, man. It's got the claw feet and shit. It's a nice case, man. He tried to claim police brutality. He said they kicked him in the nuts. I'm like, man, they can't even kick that hard, man. So he did his time, He got out. He turned over and knew whatever. Now he's a real stick in the mud, man. Yeah, he voted for Bush. Okay. Maybe I should whittle that joke down a little bit. I'm thinking. Whittle that down, man. What's going on the CD, man? One of my friends came to me and said, Tim, is anything you say on stage true? I said, come on, man. This is my great-grandfather, George Washington Carver. So he kicked himself in the head. It's called a callback right there, man. I got a joke earlier. I called it back. Yeah, man. My apartment, man, it was infested with rats. It was, man, till I stopped playing the flute. And they just left, man. Baby birds, huh? Huh? What about them baby birds, man? I know people, sometimes, we all humans and stuff. We forget about the baby birds and their plight. They're all baby birds, right? They're in the nest. They're all vulnerable. First thing mom bird wants to do is throw up in their mouths, man. That ain't cool. That is uncool, man. Mom bird, she's in the nest. She's like, hey, baby birds, what y'all want for dinner? Tweet, tweet, right? Then baby bird's like, I want McDonald's, I want worms, right? Then mom bird's like, remember, whatever you choose, it's gonna taste like vomit. So choose some shit I like. I'll be tasting it twice. All right. Then you got that one mama bird who's always partying. She's always partying, man. She can't help it. She's a party bird, you know what I'm saying? Baby bird's like, hey mama, why did breakfast taste like tequila? And semen. I guess I wasn't ready for the dick sucking bird joke. Should have held off on the dick sucking bird joke, man. Keep that, Peter. Is that too much? All right. Too much for the dick sucking bird, man. I have a friend named Bob. Bob is dyslexic. He spells his name B-O capital B. Bob and I played high school baseball together. One game he got caught stealing second. Yeah, from third. After the game, I was like, Bob, you're a dumbass. He's like, oh yeah, my mama. Then he shot me one of these right here. He shot me. The only word he can spell correctly is ambulance. I'm gonna give some of y'all time to figure that one out. That's a little tricky. But Bob is no longer with us, man. He was camping one day and he got lost and he kept sending out an OSO. And a bear got him. It's another Spanish joke. That's right, man. Thank you, man. I must be Mexican. All right. That's cool, man. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. I like to watch television. I think the best show ever made is Jeopardy. What my Jeopardy fans? Fans of Jeopardy, where you at? Isn't that a great show? But sometimes those categories on Jeopardy are just too plain. I want to see some weird Jeopardy categories. So I was in my hotel room one time picking up weird categories, and the weirdest category I could come up with was "it up the ass." Wouldn't it be weird, man? You watching Jeopardy? You know, they list the categories. You know, cats, people, it up the ass, potpourri. And you know the contestants will stay away from that category as long as they could. Finally, somebody's got to do it. I won't. Ain't you got no more potpourri, man? Well, I guess I'll have to take it up the ass. For 1,000, Alex. No less. Damn, daily double. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good night, man.
One more time for Tim Northern. He'll be at Grove Park Inn Friday. Go check him out. He'll be at Grove Park Inn just touching shit. Your next comic recently opened up for Mike Kaplan at the Lab. He has his own open mic show on Friday at the Bar Sub. Go check that out. Give it up for the one and only Jason Webb.
Thank you guys. Yes. Woo! Give it up for Tim Northern. I smoked weed with him once. I want to tell you guys about something that's happened to me recently. I got to be a part of the coolest thing that I have ever been involved with in my adult life. I was in a zombie role play game. Okay? And it's where they dress these actors up as zombies, and I go in there and I shoot them with aerosol pellets. And I was a part of the beta test, and I got to do this because one of the comedians, I don't know if he's going up tonight, but one of the comedians was a zombie. And he was explaining to me what it was, and I've never seen anybody more excited about something as a full-grown adult. I could only equate it to the way I felt going to shitty hotels as a child. Okay, I loved hotels so much. It brought me so much joy as a child that my parents rented a hotel room in my own town because I would get so excited. Dad, they have a pool, Dad! Dad! Lots of pool! Mom, toiletries! Toiletries! You remember those Ziploc bags that we had brought for the extra toiletries that we could take home? I was like, ah! Explode with joy. Every time. And that's what I saw in his eyes, was a baby with a soul. Unlike those soulless babies you hear of. Always yamming about Satan. Yeah, give me tea. Yeah, Satan. Soulless babies. And then he started to go into how he was going to dress as on. He's like, yeah, I'm going to spend about 2 hours on my face, and I'm going to get this harness put on where my guts will just spill out. And I was like, so you're going to use like pig intestines like they do on like Mythbusters and stuff to do that? He's like, no, I'm going to use blood-filled condoms. Now, I know he meant fake blood. But in the zombie apocalypse, emotions run high. So I can imagine a female contestant falls down and he's just letting his guts go all over her. She's freaking out. He can see in her eyes that she's legitimately scared. And he breaks character. Oh, I'm sorry, miss, don't worry, it's just blood-filled condoms. I see that place lasting at least another month. They also had, there's a beta test. There's supposed to be 20 zombies. 10 showed up. 10 of them called out because they didn't want to get shot in the fucking face on a Sunday. And the first thing that they told us when we go in there is don't shoot the zombies in the face. In my mind, I was already in Walking Dead universe. So I shot them in the face exclusively. Okay? And if I didn't shoot them in the face, I used a chainsaw. Because I'm a method actor. Don't invite a method actor to your zombie apocalypse game unless you're willing to lose a couple friends. We lost a lot of friends that day. Well, this is nice. I'm going to tell you about my experience with CarQuest Auto Parts. I wrote a slogan for them based on the experience I had there. CarQuest Auto Parts. Get called a faggot as soon as you walk in. Now, I know this is a sensitive subject, but this actually happened. I walk into CarQuest Auto Parts, the bell dings, and I hear, "Faggot!" And I felt like I went through a mysterious portal that just shouts out your sexual orientation when you walk in. And I wasn't aware of it. Faggot! Well, I guess I've been lying to myself my whole life, really. CarQuest Auto Parts, their mysterious portals are pretty spot on. So I guess I'm going to go jack off some dicks with my armpits now. See how that works out in the long run. But I started thinking about it. I was like, why would somebody at CarQuest Auto Parts call me a faggot as soon as I walk in? And they have many reasons to call me that. Because I fix my own car, and I always go to CarQuest Auto Parts, and the way I fix a car is I lift up the hood and I jerk out the thing that's making the noise, and I go and throw it on the counter. I'm like, sir, you need to replace this with another one of these. What's this? Well, it's the noisy thing in the compartment. I'm sure if you look in your book over there, you'll find out exactly what it is. It's the noisy compartment. Sir, I really don't have time for this kind of shit today. Could you just please tell me what you want so I can put it in the computer and go get it? I'm like, I don't think you understand, sir. Either you replace this without me doing any extra work, or you can show me where the employee microwave is, because I plan on spending the night in the parking lot. And I have some corn dogs in the back seat that are starting to get sweaty. Have you ever had a sweaty corn dog, sir? They're pretty good. I decided that I'm going to work at a fish camp, or a fish market. And I decided on my first day, I'm going to go in dressed as the Gordon's fisherman. And I'm going to do it at Whole Foods. Walking as Gordon fisherman. And I'm going to say, I'm here to make fish sticks and fuck up the status quo. Gordon's fisherman. I'm having a blast up here. Could you tell? Could you tell? She can tell. Best time. Well, have you guys ever noticed how gay bars have a lot of mirrors in them? Nope. Just me going to the gay bars? Fuck it, I like a good time, man. Fuck all you guys. Alright, thank you guys.
One more time for the lovely gay Jason. What? I just pictured Jason at a gay bar, like it's a bunch of dudes just dancing in like fucking robes and shit. Your next comic, she performed on the main stage here a few months back, so everyone give a good round of applause for Jenny Chaliki.
Hey guys, how are you? Silence? It's almost as if you can tell I don't care. I'm excited to be here. I love Asheville. It's one of my favorite places. I went to I go to a lot of places in North Carolina, but I went to Greenville, North Carolina, for the first time ever about like a month ago, and I did not care for it. No, the place I performed was great. It's Peasants Pub, and there was like Pirates paraphernalia like everywhere, because it was like a ECU hotspot, and that's their mascot, and that's awesome, because pirates are awesome. I'm glad you agree. I'm glad you're on board. I went to college here in North Carolina as well. I went to a little college in Greensboro called Guilford College. It's a little Quaker college. We had a mascot, the Quaker, which for those of you who don't know is a religious pacifist. And when ECU played us in rugby, I played rugby. That's not a big reveal, is it? I'm not going to have to go back and explain? Okay, you're on board? Cool. When they played us in rugby, they slaughtered us. Like, it was hard to watch. And what's more is they came with war paint on and cornrowed their hair. All white girls. It was especially unnerving. And I was like, why did you do that? And they're like, to intimidate you. I was like, Quakers. We're known for being quiet and unassuming. Those are our main character traits. You did not have to do that at all. I saw an anti-smoking ad, which was naturally terrible. But they've branched out. They're no longer content to be frightening you with lung cancer or yellow teeth or the fact that you might turn into a half human, half robot person. This man had no legs because of smoking. You guys, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. You're never gonna see this. You should stop smoking. You'll smoke your legs off. No! Not even taking you seriously anymore, ads. At what point are we going to admit that there might be some other factors in these people's lives contributing to their horrible situation? I'll work on that joke. It's a work in progress. I was wandering around UNC's campus, not because I'm a student, just because I like wandering campuses. And there was a man with a giant sign that says, "You're gonna burn in hell." I was like, that man needs a hug, and I was gonna be on Mary. But amidst like their changing classes, he turned around, made eye contact with me, pointed at me. He was like, "Gay, double hell for you." What? My friend is like, I cannot believe he said that to you. I was like, whoa, I can. He's a lunatic with a giant sign. He's gonna be yelling at squirrels once we're all gone. That did not surprise me at all. Here's the thing though, is there's a lot of things that make that guy angry. And my life is basically a list of all of those things. I could be going to double hell for so many reasons in this man's life. Just being like, woman, educated, commie liberal, happy. Like all of those things will send me to double hell. I was just like, the thing that weirded me out was like, how did he know? It can't be that I'm just wearing pants. That can't be the only giveaway. I was like, how does this man have a better gaydar than me? It's being wasted on him. I have no gaydar, and I blame hipsters. What little gaydar I did have is completely gone, because I don't know how it is here, but the hipsters of Greensboro dress like lesbians used to dress. And it's ruined everything for me. And I know you shouldn't judge on appearances, but there used to be context clues, and now I'm just adrift. Hipsters. I hope that goes away soon, because my friend, she's 35 and she dresses in the, I don't know, uniform of a hipster. She's 35, she's a lawyer. She went to, they took a picture of everyone at her work. And I just feel once you have like a retirement plan and a 401k, you should probably stop dressing like a lost boy. It's an opinion, I don't know. I was recently on birth control for the first time in my life. It's free now, thank you, Obama. I thought I might try it out. And you might be like, why? Why would you need that? It's like, I know in most cases I am the birth control, but I was like, it's free. What's weird though is I think it's highly ironic that the time that I was on birth control was like the horniest I've ever been, like in my life. Like it was cutting into my daily activities. I was at a party at one point and there was like crown molding at hip level and I was just like drawn towards it. Like I was just. If they hadn't called that there was like cake and pizza in the next room, things would have ended so much differently that night. So thanks, Obama. No. My friends got mad at me recently because they realized that my latest beef was with Susan G. Komen. That bitch. I know. And they were like, Jenny, what could you possibly have against Susan G. Komen? I was like, well, first off, I think it's a little insensitive she hasn't cured cancer at this point. And they're like, Jenny, that's crazy. Cancer curing needs science, time, it's not a race. Tell Susan that. That's her fucking slogan. Race for the cure. A little insensitive. But here's where the beef actually began. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You know, because suddenly everything at the grocery store is pink. You feel like a hero for buying a 5-pound bag of M&Ms. You're just like, just doing my part. And a little website wanted to do their part. Little mom and pop website, don't know if you've heard of it, Pornhub. Pornhub wants to cure cancer too, guys. It's cool. If you went there in October, it was like, do your part to fight breast cancer. You're given 2 options. Whatever you clicked on, they donated breast cancer research. And your options were, show me some big titties, show me some little titties. They covered their spread. The twist, Susan G. Komen refused that money. I know, gasps in the back. She refused that money. I was like, what you doing, Susan? You want to cure cancer? A lot of people want to see some titties. Take the money, Susan. And they were like, she's worried about her donors. I was like, really? She's not worried about the people with cancer? I thought that was, like, they're going to be cured of cancer. It's like, yeah, we wanted to be cancer-free, but not like this. Take the money, Susan. I hope Pornhub does cure cancer. That's how I hope this all ends. That'll be the best end in the world. Just because if you cure cancer, I'm pretty sure you get to name that little pill, right? That's how it works, right? And when hundreds of women everywhere are taking James Dean twice a day orally, Pornhub has won. Pornhub wins that round. You guys, thank you so much. My name is Jenny. You've been wonderful.
One more time for Jenny, everybody. Just talking about UNCA. I graduated from UNCA, but I did this thing. When I do stand-up comedy, I don't wear sunglasses. Every other day I wear sunglasses. But I got caught staring at a beautiful girl for like 30 minutes while wearing sunglasses. Like, you see a girl so fine, you just gotta stare. So after like 30 minutes had passed, she kind of got fed up and she was like, "What the fuck are you staring at?" And I panicked and I got scared. And I said the first thing that came to my mind, which was nothing, because I'm blind. Now in my head, I was like, Peter, that was fucked up. But in my heart, I was like, you so damn smooth. Did you rip that? Did you come up at the top of your head? You were going to the top. I knew I made her day. Like, I knew I was the greatest blind person she had ever seen when I got in my car and I drove the fuck off. Your next comic stares at women with me. He has a show coming up this Tuesday at the Lab. He's opening up for Dave Stone, a member of the Beards Comedy. Give it up for the one and only Carlos Canales.
How's it going, guys? Good. I'm 35 years old, and for some reason, all of my friends nowadays are about 10 years younger than me, so I hang out with a bunch of kids. And I call them kids because they have emotional breakdowns over the stupidest stuff. Like, for me, it's like, really? You slept with a dude because you got drunk and you're crying for an hour? You know, North Korea is threatening us with nukes, and you're worried about street cred down at Sally Beauty Supply. You know, get over yourself a little bit. You know? But an example of that is the other day I heard one of these kids, the hairy one, went up to the less hairy one and said, "Hey man, you want to do some blow?" And the less hairy one said, "Yeah, let me go ask taller, more awkward one if he has any." And I stood there and I was like, "Aw, you know, things never change, you know, good kids, go out and have some fun." But, you know, they always want to go out to bars. You know, let's go get a beer. Let's go out to the bar and get a beer. And I've done that. There's no draw for that. You know, no draw for me. Drunk 20-year-olds and loud music don't interest me anymore. You know, I get it. You're more mature than your friends. You know, your poetry's going to save the world. I get it. You're special. Thank you very much for all that information. But they'll try to entice me to go to a bar. Like they say, let's go to that bar that one dude got blown in the bathroom one time. And you know, I've been the recipient of a bathroom blowjob or two, and it's gross. It's kind of gross. Bar bathrooms, you know, they're filled with the scent of piss and shame. You know, dreams go there to die. You're not supposed to, you know, you don't want to put your dick in the mouth of a girl who's willing to kneel in there. That's, you know, I know for a fact she's the woman that my mother and the CDC warned me about. You know, so that's not going to happen anymore. But you know, I've had my herpes scare. I've gotten that phone call that says, "Man, you need to go get checked out." You know, so I cried and I was okay. You know, but you know, I've gotten the call where, you know, I'm late. What do you want me to do? And I'm a smartass, so I said, you know, leave 10 minutes earlier. And she hung up on me, so bullet dodged. You know, no problems there. But you know, they try to get me to go to strip clubs. You know, and I've been to strip clubs. There's nothing there for me. I was at a strip club in New Orleans with my girlfriend. And the stripper's making out with her, and there's this stripper getting eaten out on stage. And I know that sounds cool, but every time I eat out a stripper, I wonder, am I special or she's just one of those girls, you know? But, you know, being 35, I kind of wish my shit was a little bit more together, you know? I'm constantly losing my phone when it's in my hand or in my pocket. You know, at my age, my parents had 3 kids, a mortgage, and 1 job, and they were able to pull it together. I have a crippling weed and online porn addiction problem, and I'm just kind of laying around the house. But my parents actually just recently celebrated their 37th wedding anniversary, And my mother's actually here, so a round of applause for my mom. 37 years. Yeah. And, you know, it makes me think, what would you say to somebody you've been married to for 37 years? What do you say to that person?
Nothing.
And for me, it would be like, you know, I'm so in love with you. I'm so glad that we're married and spending our lives together. I'm so glad we have beautiful children together, but I'm just going to need you to shut the fuck up for 5 minutes. Can you stop for 5 minutes for me, please? I mean, just constant, last 37 years. If this sentence does not end with my dick in your mouth, I don't want to hear it. And ladies, that might sound insulting and degrading, but it's a good plan, because if you go and have the most heartfelt, gooeyest, prayer-filled conversation with your man, and then you fuck the shit out of him, he will be there every time for you. You know? Let's see. Super Bowl, fuck that. You know, my girl needs a good cry. You know? Alien invasion, that can wait, man. We got petties to do. We got that going on at home. Guys, party weekend, you know, my mother-in-law's coming in town. It's going to be a great time. Come on over. But I have mic problems, apparently. I have weird thoughts sometimes, and there's something that fascinates me. It's the move of gay guys fingering each other. And I'm not gay, but I often think about that for some reason. And it has to be a closing or an at-home move, if you think about it. Because you can't finger Brent in the parking lot and then walk into Olive Garden and get away with it. I mean, that hostess, as soon as you walk in the door, she hates you because she's had to deal with stupid jokes, stupid pickup lines all night long, and she's going to smell the poopy finger, you know? And all night long, all the staff's going to be like, that's a dude that's got poop on his finger. Yeah. So, but yeah, it has to be. It has to be a home move. But there are times when I go out in public and hang out, just do my thing, and people will just kind of walk around me, you know, look at me weird, or they'll get their kids and just get their kids group and walk away from me. And they're judging me based on how I look, and that's one of those things that cuts really, really deep on a person, you know. So I'm jerking off at McDonald's, and I'm having to deal with all this negative energy, you know? I'm loving it, why aren't you? You know, come on over, say hi, I'll aim to the right. I won't get any on you. You know, I'm a nice guy, I won't hurt you. I have a 4.5-year-old little sister, and we're best friends. I'll go over there, she'll climb all over me and put stickers on my fingernails. You know, we just hang out. And when she was about 2, she came up to me, and I was sitting on a chair, and she jumped on my lap and said, "Hey, guess what?" I was like, "What?" Expecting something really cute to come out of her mouth. She takes the nastiest, runniest shit all over my lap, and I don't jump up, I just kind of hold her up, watch it drip and splatter, and I finish puking, and I go home, and I come back to my parents a couple days later, and she runs up to me, and I say, "Hey, guess what?" She says, "What?" "Knee that bitch in the face." And she doesn't poop on me anymore. So that's good. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Keep it going for Carlos Canales one more time. He has a wonderful showcase on May 21st. Go out to that. Your next comic opened up for Joe DeRosa. Give a warm round of applause for the one and only Macon Clark.
How y'all doing? How many of you have been on stage at a strip club? How many of you have won a contest on stage at a strip club? How many of you have won a contest on stage at a strip club where the object of the contest is to drain a liquor-filled strap-on attached to a female stripper? I won Backdoor Sluts 5, don't judge me. It wasn't... Here's the thing. like when I got up there, I knew, like I was really drunk, right? But I get up there and I look at the other two guys on stage, and I see the look in their eyes, and they're smiling, thinking something good's gonna happen. I know, like guys like me don't get on stage at nice strip clubs where something good's gonna happen. And then these 3 strippers come out with these plastic liquor-filled strap-ons. Goal of the competition is to drain the strap-on. I was reprimanded for swallowing the liquor because it was a spit contest, and I drained that bad boy so well. My daddy always taught me, if you're gonna do something, do it right. So fucking A. That's where we're at. I've sucked a dick on stage, and I just got my license at 25. How you doing, Delicious? I think to myself, like, I'm gonna be, like, now that I got my license, I'm gonna be a real man. Like, I'm gonna be a real guy. But like, I look at my friends, and I'm already behind because like most of my friends have already gotten their first DUI and gotten their license back. And like, I'm down for my first DUI, but I don't think I don't have any of the like cool stuff that goes along with prior to your first DUI when you get your driver's license. Like, I'm still like super stoked when I fill up my own gas tank. Like, I think someone should fucking thank, so it should be like, damn, did you see that? That motherfucker filled up his own gas tank. Like, I got my license, and like, I thought to myself, like, you know what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be doing a lot more just awesomeness, just like going places and doing things. Not so much. A lot more trips to Taco Bell. This turned sad. Y'all like doing coke with your socially conscious friends? It's really the best thing ever. I had a buddy, I was doing coke with him. He comes up from doing a line, looks me straight in the eyes, goes, hey man, I don't think you should continue drinking Diet Coke. What? I'm worried about cancer. I'm worried about cancer. This is a guy who does not eat anywhere that's not free trade or local. What I love about doing coke with him is that there's no free trade cocaine. Like, you're doing powdered misery, brother. That's it. And the next morning, when you're at breakfast eating your local melon plate and picking those bloody coke boogers out of your fucking nose, know that every one of those represents 1 or 2 children. 1 or 2 children. I don't give a fuck. I do a lot of painkillers, and the thing about painkillers is they don't come from anywhere good. They're either stolen from an old person, or Mexico. That's just addiction sharing. That's not so much a joke, just I'm not a big fan of the doomsday prepper movement. Mostly because the motherfuckers, they look like me. And like, this isn't what needs to survive the fucking apocalypse. I hope to be found when those siren bells are going off and people are eating each other's faces, just sitting there, one hand on my dick, one hand on the mouse, like, and when they bust in my house, like, yeah, you're the problem, I'm gonna be like, yep, absolutely. I don't recycle. I don't know. What's the only bad thing about me, really? I think there's too much tolerance these days. Like, I saw an article the other day where a woman said, I cut off both my legs and I've never been happier. Fuck you, bitch! Like, you understand we used to just let people like you fucking die? Just die on the fucking ground in the basement. It doesn't fucking matter. You wanted to cut your own goddamn legs off. There's something broken about you. Alright, some body dysmorphia fans in this motherfucker. That's fine. Well, this has been fun. I guess I'll leave you this. I care too much about what people think. And the other day, I was all fucked up, and I walked into an ice cream shop, and I bought myself a milkshake. And then I saw this ice cream cake that I wanted. And instead of being a normal person and just being like, well, I'm just going to get this ice cream cake and go about my business, I thought to myself, how can I get this ice cream cake and feel good about myself? So I made the woman put Happy B-Day on it. And then I took it home and ate it. All right, y'all take it easy.
One more time for the violent grizzly bear, Macon Clark. Your next comic, I met him last week. Not last week, last time I did this show. He came out, he did incredibly well. Give it up for the one and only Curtis McCauley.
Everybody having a good time. I'm not this time. I look bigger in pictures. There we go. I don't take this thing out of the holder because it's never good because I talk with my hands and I look like a girl with palsy trying to get head. It's just. They heard it all there? That was sweet. I took a test recently, one of the online tests, and it turns out I want to know what kind of guy that I am. And that's what I found out, thanks to Google. And top of the list, 100% I am cute. That's right. That's what the test said. I don't buy it either, but it's what the test said. 0% I'm not a player. Not a player, can't play, not gonna play. All work and no play. I guess I'm a dull boy, no playing. But, surprisingly enough, 6% homosexual. Didn't really surprise me at all. In fact, I thought that was a great thing. I took it as an honor. 6% gay. I think that's healthy. I think if all straight men at least had just a little bit of gay in them, this would be a better world. I really think it would. It's not so bad. Like, I'm not going to be jerking off dicks with my armpit. I can't see for the light, but I'm not going to find myself in the back alley giving, like going down on the guy for Elton John tickets, like, no teeth. Crocodile Rock's my favorite. Actually, in all fairness, I don't think 99% of gay men would actually do that. I do think, however, 1% of straight men would, because that's not about being gay or orientation. That's about just having a sick addiction to Elton John. And it needs to stop. There need to be support groups. My name's Curtis, and I have an unhealthy addiction to Elton John, and feathered caps, and rhinestones, and multicolored glasses. I didn't think that one through very much. Revert to the list. I do like shows. I like plays. I recently went and saw Pride and Prejudice, the Austin Jane classic. Not necessarily. Now I applaud it though. Female protagonist. Don't want to use heroin in this room. You sick people. Female lead, and she's goes out. She's witty and everything. I think that's great. But see, I went because I remember from theater appreciation class from the 3 semesters I took of college, that late Victorian era costumes, it's corsets and low-cut tops. It's Cleavage Fest 2013, and I had a great show. And you say, well, Kurt, what about the flat-chested girls? No, my friend, there are no flat-chested girls in late Victorian corsets with low-cut tops. No, I've tried these things. Long story, but I've tried. They're not comfortable, but they work. They turn my hairies into a sea voluptuous cleavage going on. They could put cleavage on one of the, you can sponsor for 65 cents. I'm gonna write that in for next time. But then they all look like pretty little princesses, and that's the segue to the next bit about princesses. We all have our favorite. And everybody has a favorite Disney princess. I'm not afraid to admit it. Do you have a favorite Disney princess? You do, don't you? Who is it? Who the fuck's Disney? Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you mine, all right? It's Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And for obvious reasons, and after all, she can see beyond the deformed, rough exterior, and look to the inside to see the inner beauty. And it taught me a very valuable lesson. Very valuable, that if you want a beautiful girl to love you, you just have to hold her against your will and wait for Stockholm Syndrome to set in. And get some talking appliances. I have a talking alarm clock. It's hard to find enchanted cutlery, but I'll save that for next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Keep it going for Curtis one more time. We're gonna keep this going. Your next time is a good friend of mine. Everyone keep it going for Ryan Folks.
Hey, how you guys doing? Everybody keep it going for Peter. Or not. The other day, I was wandering around the mall half drunk at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's where my life is right now. Not the good mall, the Biltmore Square Mall. I don't know if any of you guys have been there recently, but it is a sad state of affairs. There's about 3 businesses that are still open. There's an arcade where none of the games work, and a Dollar Tree for some reason. And there's this one business that looks like they've been closed for about 2 years, and they were kind enough to leave up their signs so you can see why they failed as a business. They were called Totally Christian Karate. Like, how's that even supposed to work? Like, well, Billy, if somebody tries to hit you, you turn the other cheek. And here's your black belt. That's all we've got to teach you. I could kind of relate to those kids though, because my church youth group tricked me into thinking I was good at basketball as a kid, and I was having a good time, wasn't very good at it, and then they started separating all of us up between shirts and skins, and I was consistently put on the skins team. So it's just like, oh, you're enjoying this game even though you're tubby and not very good at it. Well, now you get to try it without a shirt on in front of all the popular kids. And did not happen. Shirt did not come off. Went outside and drank my Gatorade until my mom came and picked me up. And that's how I ended my basketball career at age 8. So I realized the other day that I'm not using credit cards the right way. A friend of mine was like, yeah, I keep one for emergencies and then I pay it off at the end of every month. And I was like, oh, that's not what I've been doing at all. I thought the way a 20-something responsibly used a credit card was just to max it out and hope for the best. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever balled so hard that motherfuckers want to fine you, but that shit is crazy. It's good though. Like, I still have a pretty manageable amount of debt. It's a lot less than most of my friends have in student loans. The difference is that they all have college degrees, and I have an iPad and a drinking problem. Speaking of that drinking problem, I was upstairs for the Big Boy show a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if any of you guys were here for that. Do not remember the last hour of it. Justin, our bartender, may have had to kick me out, not quite sure. So the last hour or so was a blur. A friend of mine's wife got me a ride home, and like a few minutes later, I'm starting to come to, and there's a knock at the door. Friend's wife again, because whenever I got out of the car, I stole her purse. No idea why. Like, I'm not sure what happened that night. Like, I either hit rock bottom or I got roofied. Judging by what's going on up here, I'm going with rock bottom. But later on that night at about 2 o'clock in the morning, me and Macon and another degenerate comedian rode to the casino at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I won $300. So every story has a happy ending, I guess. Ride that alcoholism train, see where it takes me. Did anybody else ever wonder if they might have Asperger's? No? Just comedians? The other day I was in a bar and this guy comes up to me and he goes, hey, you're an Aspie, right? And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he's like, well, I have Asperger's and I've been watching you from the back of the bar for about an hour and I'm pretty sure you've got it too. And like when a stranger approaches you in a bar and asks if you also have Asperger's, it's time to seriously re-examine how you're presenting yourself in public. I didn't really think that full-on, like, half a step away from autism is what I was projecting to everyone when I'm out in public, but evidently that's the case. Don't know if you guys could tell from that, I've been single for about 3 years. And the other day I was wondering, like, maybe why that is, and then later on I was actually talking to a woman, and I'm pretty sure I've got it figured out. She was telling me she had just seen the movie The Dark Knight, and instantly, like, my nerd alarm goes off, and I'm like, I think you mean The Dark Knight Rises? The Dark Knight was a much better film that came out several years ago, and here's many reasons why. Like, that's it. I pinpointed it. That's a perfectly valid reason for her to not want to go out with me after that. The last girl I dated was also really into comedy, and I think that that's one of the reasons that I got into this, is like I just wanted to take something that she loved and ruin it for her so she couldn't enjoy it anymore. It's like comedy was our mutual best friend, and when we broke up I got to keep that friend. Like, if she wants to come hang out with comedy, she's gonna fucking have to deal with me. And I get to go out drinking with comedy like every other night. It's fantastic. But like pretty much it was either like, so I wanted to ruin something she loved, and it was either that or start a Radiohead cover band. And who has the time? So the other day, like, we were down in Greenville, South Carolina, and this girl comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, you kind of look like the guy from the Harry Potter movies." And for a second, like, I deluded myself into thinking that was a compliment. I was like, you know, you do kind of look like Daniel Radcliffe. She goes, "No, the one that ended up being the rat, Peter Pettigrew." Like, in a series full of ogres and snake people, I'm still somehow several notches down from that at rat-faced traitor. That's what she had picked out for me. Might have Asperger's, single for 3 years. Let's cut to the chase, you guys. I masturbate a lot. And I live with 3 roommates, and when you live with that many people, it's difficult to enjoy masturbation as much as I do and still be a courteous roommate. Because sometimes even 1 bar of volume is too much, like for the disgusting kinds of porn that I enjoy. But muted, it's like you can't get yourself into the fantasy, it's not enough. So, like, roommates or home masturbation is just not as fun, is what I'm saying. So, the minute you realize that you have the house to yourself, it's just like, pants drop instantly, let's do this. And like you want to get out of the way as quickly as you can, because you don't know when they're going to come back home. This could end at any moment. And but there's a part of you that's just like, this happens so seldomly. Like I want to really make the most of it. Like, crank that volume up to 5 or 6. Maybe light some candles. You know, treat yourself to a real intimate evening. And then whenever you come down from whatever disgusting shit was going on in your head, you just go back to your regular life. Like, I guess I'll watch Up before I go to bed. And that was actually the first time I ever watched the movie Up without crying, because I tend to get that out of the way whenever I'm done masturbating. I think that's been my time. Thanks very much, everybody.
Get it for the punk ass Ryan folks for crying and Up. Keep it going for them. Your next comment comes all the way from Greenville, South Carolina. Give it up for the one and only Andrew Cummings.
Hello, Asheville. How are y'all doing tonight? Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. I gotta see everybody do their set so I could kind of figure out what you guys like, what you don't like. Obviously, you don't like Pokemon. Make that joke off the list immediately. But I did notice you guys like strip clubs, so I decided to go ahead and throw one extra one into the mix here. You guys, I don't like strip clubs. I don't like them. I know that doesn't sound normal, but it's more like it's not that I don't like mildly attractive women in dimly lit rooms. I mean, we're all fans of that. What I just don't like is the fact that I have buyer's remorse, or I guess like in that case, like renter's remorse. It's like it goes through my mind. It's like, you know, I think that Tiffany might have been a better dance than Chantel. I just can't tell, and I can't afford it right now. And it really always bothers me, because I'm like looking around, I'm trying to figure out which one to get, and I'm like seeing all the sports on the TV, and I'm like, man, there's statistics everywhere, but none on these girls. I need some stats. I need to figure this out. So it's like, why can't they just do something like make trading cards for strippers, like Topsless trading cards or something? Give me a little, background on them, on the front, show the picture. On the back, you know, stripper name, Diamond. Real name, Tiffany Leibowitz. In the club, looks 21. In natural lighting, looks 48. Actual age, 19. So sad. Like, okay, I got the age thing down and know what I'm working with here. Let's get some statistics. I need more stats before I make a purchase. It's like, okay, let's see. Maximum twerk velocity, 35 RPM. That's impressive. Causes frequent premature ejaculations. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry. Okay, finally, you know, you always need to know what the turn-ons are. Turn-ons money. Turn-offs men. It's like, okay, at least I know what I'm working with. All right. Oh, man. Obviously, I'm a nerdy guy. Spend a lot of time on the internet, and I've had comedians and I've had friends tell me that it's like, Andy, you gotta get web presence. You gotta get out there. You gotta get web presence. And I'm saying, how am I ever supposed to get any web presence if you guys don't buy me anything off of my Amazon wish list? Never gonna get a web presence. With a T, you guys. That's okay. I got a Twitter account, though, and Snapchat. I'm sending dick pics to everybody now. It's like, don't worry. I'll set it on 7 seconds so you get a good look. Don't worry, I'm not shy. Anybody here have a hernia rather than me? Yeah, it's great. I'm 28 with a hernia, and I always wanted to be like, you know, get to tell that grand story. It's like, where'd you get that hernia? It's like, oh, I lifted a car off of a child, you know. Lifted a, burning pylon off of a box of kittens. You know, saved some lives, did something. Now I get to tell the story of, I took this really, really big hit off of my bong, and I coughed real hard. Yeah. Let me tell you how that happens is you're reclined in your chair, you're like, yeah, this is gonna be a great night. Finally, you know, off of work, I'm having a good night, smoking a bomb, yeah. Huh? What was that? Oh, no, that's not good. That's not good. Because, you know, it's like once you feel a pop in your body in a random place that's not your back or knuckle or something, you know something's gone wrong. So, you know, I decided, I was like, I've got to go to the doctor. I've got to get it checked out. I mean, I know what it is. I went on WebMD, immediately figured out what it was. But I went to the doctor to have him examined, and he sent me to a specialist. And when I went to the specialist, I have no health insurance. So it was already a very disappointing situation. I go into the back, and I'm sitting there for about a half hour, and finally this guy comes in, and he's like, okay, do me a favor, go ahead and drop your pants. I'm like, okay. He goes down there, starts feeling around a bit, and he's like, well, I'm not feeling a hernia down here, but your doctor will be here in just a minute. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. That was terrifying. But you guys, I'm a really nerdy guy, and as far as it goes, my ex-girlfriend, she really didn't like to role play in the bedroom with me, and I think it was because I would always invite a friend to DM for us. It was an awkward situation. Now, you gotta have a third person in there to make sure that, you know, things are going right, okay? Especially when you roll a character with a plus 13 charisma, and she can't say no to anything. You gotta have somebody there to tell her where her place is, okay? But I'm gonna leave you with this. As far as role-playing goes, there's one thing that I really never understood and can't get behind, and that is baby talk. Like when girls start talking baby talk to you and it's supposed to be sexual. Because really it always makes me feel really uncomfortable and then really inadequate, and then I get really sad. I start to cry. I need a warm bottle of milk, and then I just need to go and take a nap. It's always a sad situation. You guys, y'all have been great. My name's Andy Cummins. Guess Pete's come back up here. You guys, is there more of a show? Yeah, there's more.
One more time for Andy Cummins. I feel bad. I don't have any. Every other comic had strip club material. I don't have strip club material. I'm not doing shit with my life. I've been to one strip club, and it was the one in Asheville, not the Escapades, but the Treasure Chest. Look here, I was in that, and if y'all don't know what the Treasure Chest is, the strip club across from the Walmart. And I was in there for 20 seconds, and when I left, once I heard this stripper's name, as soon as I heard this, I just walked out. They were like, "Coming to the stage, give it up for Apocalypse." And I was like, what? Stripper name? I thought a stripper name was supposed to be sexy. Not the end of the world. I don't even want to see this stripper right now. Their next comic, I don't know if he's here. Hopefully he didn't go to a strip club. Everybody give it up for Andy Perez.
Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Andy. All right, me. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys need any heating or cooling? No, because I have a store right next door. You can get some heating and cooling. But let's do a real joke I actually prepared for. I'm from Charlotte. I just came here from Charlotte. Anyone here from Charlotte? Woo. Charlotte's actually an old English word that means shitty sports teams. I don't know if you guys know that.
See your hat.
Yeah, see my hat? See, because in Charlotte, it's easier to root for teams that don't exist. Because there's no disappointment. Oh, we lost that? Nope. But I am part of a movement to bring the Hornets back to Charlotte. That's the reason why I'm wearing this hat, and I'm 100% for this cause. And see, the thing is, 97% of the Charlotte wants the Hornets back, and the other 3% don't even know there's a team called the Bobcats. That's just how it is in our town. And I had an idea before they decided to change everything up. We bring the Hornets back to Charlotte. That makes absolute sense. It means something to our city. And then we should bring the Jazz back to New Orleans, the New Orleans Jazz. That makes sense. It's part of their city. So what do we do about Utah, the team left nameless? I say call them the Mormons, because when I think of Utah, the only thing I can think about are Mormons. So let's imagine this playing right here. Okay, you have a team mascot with 5 rings on the wedding ring. The cheerleaders would be called the Wives. They have halftime shows, or Mitt Romney would be doing flip-flop tricks. It would be amazing. I thought this was a liberal city, man. One of the few in North Carolina. But the thing is, I don't just hate conservatives. I hate liberals, too. I think all of them are really stupid and they're really doing nothing for us. To give you an example why I hate liberals, besides the thing in New York where they're doing the 16 ounce drinking ban, they're actually taxing lap dances and strip clubs. Which is bullshit. They say it's for the stimulus package. If it's for the stimulus package, then it's all for my stimulus package. But to tell you a little bit about myself, I know what you guys are thinking. His last name is Perez, but he's white. What's that about? I actually have Jewish descent, and I have Cuban descent. The Cuban Jew, the Juban. Yes, I am the one. Yes, I am from Miami, Florida, if you guys are wondering. The only place in America where Cubans and Jewish people meet. So what does that mean? It means right now, if you challenge me to a swimming race, you're going to lose. My grandfather did not swim 90 miles across the Atlantic Ocean. For you guys not to laugh louder at that, it's okay. We're warming up to these kind of jokes. I sell Cuban cigars. Anyone interested in Cuban cigars? One person. The rest of you guys are just scared of my Jewish prices? 3 for $5, 6 for $20. Get it while it's hot, man. The one thing I'm okay with the Cuban side of me is the Jewish part that really freaks me out, because I was at the gym the other day because I'm trying to get in shape or whatnot, and they gave me a German trainer to work out with. A German trainer for a Jew. And the thing is, he was just asking me basic questions that a trainer would ask, but as a Jewish person, I didn't know how to take it. Like, so Andy, how much weight do you want to lose today? No, I'm here to build muscle, man. I'm here to build muscle. I get stronger. And then so we have a good workout. I forget about that. And then he asked me this. Okay, Andy, it's time to hit the showers. No, man, I think I smell good. So, I celebrated Cinco de Mayo this previous weekend. Anyone else celebrate Cinco de Mayo? No, just in a Cinco de Mayo city, I celebrated by just smoking a shit ton of weed. I don't know about you guys. But this is my reenactment of my Cinco de Mayo, if I may. Thank you. That's all I have. That's all I remember from it, at least. My Cinco de Mayo. But I love how we can't just say, "Oh, I want some pie," because we have to have keywords. So whenever we want to smoke pie, it's like, "Hey, Andy, do you want to listen to some high definition radio?" Oh yeah, I love my definition in my radio in high definition. Oh, do you want to have some high definition Chinese food? Oh yeah. See, that's always a bit. Pot makes everything better. I guess I'm the only pot person here. But I have just one more quick thing to say. But yeah, I've been drinking green water. What's up with that? So I was reading the Bible the other day. I'm not really that religious, but I was just fact checking Fox News. Turns out they have the whole Jesus thing wrong. But there's one more thought I have that, like, you know, there's a Flintstones Christmas special. Yeah, there's a Flintstones Christmas. Okay, so the Flintstones takes place in a time before Jesus Christ was born. What the fuck are they celebrating? Maybe he hasn't come back yet because they're still having a gay old time. See, I was fact-checking Fox News, and it turns out Jesus never said anything about homosexuality. My name is Andy Perez. Thank you very much.
All the way from Charlotte. Keep it going for Andy Perez. Ladies and gentlemen, he was our last comic of the night. So everyone drive safe. My name is Peter Smith McDowell.
Chuck.
I go to UNCA too much. Seven white people. I don't turn it off. I'll just keep
Hey, do y'all still want to hear some comedy? You do? Just a little bit? My friends are still here, so I told them I would come back on stage. We don't usually do this. I'll just do a couple little jokes. Someone gave me a rosary at my grandpa's funeral. I was crying, I was emotional, and they gave me a rosary. And the thing is, she was like, Jesus will always be with you. And I was like, Jesus fell off of this rosary. All I can see was hot glue gun marks on it. And it's in my bag right now, if anybody wants to go get it. I wore it earlier to do the joke that I forgot. Usually I feel really good about myself, but this morning I woke up and there was a euro in my purse. And it's like in college, I didn't sleep around with guys. I slept around with like little Debbie cakes. Like one morning, I woke up and one was stuck to my back. A fudge round. It was still in plastic. My girl Jenny knows. I have food things. I spend like $13 at Taco Bell like each time I go. The other day I was so upset because I'm like in love with this man and he doesn't live here, and I went to Bojangles and Taco Bell on the same day. I know this because in the back seat of my car I still have like the wrappers and everything. Like it gets really emotional sometimes. This is not comedy. I'm just talking about my life. What else do y'all want to talk about? What's your name? Peter, you're cute. I like your little roll up your little jeans. That's nice. Have you ever been here before?
Yeah.
Cool. Have you heard me talk about my mom and how crazy she is?
No, but I'd love to hear it.
Yeah? Okay. She always tries to hook me up with people. She wanted me to go on this blind date, so I went. And I walked in and I was a little bit stoned, and there was a fucking cop. It was a fucking cop sitting right, like, are you joking? Like, you took me to, like, weed rehab classes, like 10 years ago. Do you not, like, he's got my information now. I don't understand what to do. It's so weird. And one time we were walking in Biltmore, and someone screamed out of a fire truck, "Woo!" And my mom was like, "There you go, Kelly." And I was like, that's my brother-in-law, Chris, who just drove by station number 1, truck number 1. That was my brother-in-law. My mom's trying to hook me up with him. So clearly she's not a good gauge. I wanted to start a thing, Daughters Against Lifetime Television, because my mom she's crazy with it. Like every time, she always wants me to spend the night with her, and I'm like, I'm 30, I don't understand. Like, you want to watch Twilight? I don't want to watch Twilight. I'm not Team Edward or Team Jacob. I don't give a shit about either one of them. But she's like, I'm like, you fall asleep to Lifetime television. I'm sick of getting molested in my sleep. So, yeah. She's always like pinching my side, and she's like, we're gonna get you some shapewear. I'm like, no thanks, I like to look at my belly button, but I appreciate it. One time she kidnapped me. She said, we're going for sushi, but we went to Belk instead. That literally happened like 2 weeks ago. It's ridiculous. I guess it's better than like my real dad, who's like a big douche. Every time I go over to his house, his stepmom's always drunk, and she's like, put her boobs in my face. She's like, oh, boobs in my face. I'm like, thanks for the memories. Like, I'm done with this already. What else? It's easy to shop for her for Christmas because wine comes in a box already. Her White Zinfandel. Rocking it out. I hope none of you drink White Zinfandel. If you do, then I'm going to ask you to leave. Because you're gross. I say that, and then I'm the one who woke up with the euro in my purse. So, I don't know what to say. Anyway, thanks for letting me come up here again. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.
What's up, dude? You gonna go?
What? Yeah, we're gonna stay here. We're camping, dude. We're gonna work tomorrow.
Nice, Curtis. Very cool, man.
Pretty hair.
I thought
How are you, by the way?
I'd say
kind of said no.